And you are? Ugh. Someone disgusting.
Good morning, Captain. Soon as Toranaga calls on me to permit the black ship to depart, you will be the first to know. The church is doing all it can to keep your business running on time. You mean our business? This day you remain my best pupil. Though I must admit my surprise.
I'm afraid of his influence on her.
I do not wish to translate anymore. I do not like this man and the way he speaks to you.
You have always had good instincts about those with bad intentions.
I'm not sure of that.
Maria, the dark thoughts you have confessed to me in the past. Are they still with you?
Which ones? About killing
I
herself?
trust you know I pray for you. On this matter and others. Especially with the heretic. Whatever your heart tells you about him, he is guilty of worse.
You're still there. You're gonna talk with Ishido himself? Not that simple, you know, with that information that he has. Why are you taking him? Okay, a trap to get him, clearly, to get the pilot. Organized by Ishido and the samurai? Organized by whom? Ah, by you. Ah! No witnesses. Trying to learn some of your words. That's the story you needed to have. She's gonna be the translator now. Translate well, lady.
My lord would like to say that he is sorry for the time he spent in prison.
I'm grateful to be alive.
See, she's beginning to not translate exactly things.
I know I am considered an enemy in your country, but I assure you, my queen's spies would want to be your ally.
自分は敵ではないと申しております。安仁様の国の女王は神話的でございます。
若君に鬼を怪我してほしくでございます。安仁が存じておる世界の地図を描いてみようと伝えよう。The earth is round.
世界が丸いと申しております。
Like a fruit.
No.
Japan is here. My country, England. It's on the other side of the world.
日の本草市。
We came by way to the Hills Pass. We are the first outsiders to use it because the Spanish and Portuguese kept it secret.
この航路はポルトガルとスペインの秘密の航路である。
Because we had to avoid Portuguese base in Macau.
マカオにポルトガルの砦があるゆえと申しております。
Okay, you translated that.
It employs Japanese mercenaries. I'm told you call them Ronin, a secret Catholic fortress, used for gun running.
鉄砲の密輸に使われる隠し砦に浪人が雇われている。その鉄砲が謀反に使われた。 太子様への謀反のことでございましょうか。よくわかりません。
アンジンに後で詳しい地図を書けと伝えよう。ポルトガルのすべての砦を書き込めと。
My master asks that later you write this map and mark the Portuguese bases.
This is the way Portugal and Spain carved up the New World. Years ago they signed a treaty which split undiscovered land between them. Your country falls into the Portuguese half, so it belongs to them.
日の本はポルトガル領だと申しております。
誠にポルトガル領と申した。
Belongs!
はい、そのように。
ならば我らは民国との間で天下を二分してやろう。
あなたね。I'm sorry, sir, but I assure you their arrogance is unbelievable. Each Spanish and Portuguese king has the right to lay claim to any non-Catholic land they discover and to replace its government with Catholic rule.
This is a lie. Do you
Translate.
swear by your God?
Yes, I do.
Translate.
ポルトガルの望みはキリシタンにあらざる天下人を追放し、仲間であるキリシタンの統治者を進めることと申しております。
お前は何を求めて火の元に来たのじゃ。To vanquish our common enemies.
敵と戦うのに殿の力添えをいただくためと申しております。
戦を挑むつもりならやめておいた方がよい。多勢に無勢、望みはあるまい。Unless I win.
己が勝てば望みはあると申しております。
He has some nerves. I think that you can appreciate that.
アンジに今宵は西の丸に泊まれと伝えよう。外は物騒じゃ。盗賊がうろついておるからの。
Tiens?
わしは常に利益について考えておる。そちの国と我が国の力にわしは知らぬことがあまりに多い。あの偉人はよく知っておるようじゃがの。黒船の出港はしばらく見合わせることにいたす。お主らの教会がこの辺りの海域に隠し砦を築いておるのもそれがゆえかもしれんな。
He knows.
取り決めをするのはそれら砦についての見聞を広めてからでも遅くはあるまい。
Denied our departure papers from the black sheep.
Some cursed heretic doesn't even have the decency to ruin us slowly.
Let this be my burden, Father.
You.
このような夜更けに何をしておる。
She's an assassin. And I think that he thought of that. Like, you learned how to open that door. Ooh, so many! She's great, we can give her that. She's gonna die. And he knew he would come.
No!
They defended each other.
かけの夢は戦じゃ。
いや、これは石堂の仕業ではない。今宵わしは真珠をアンジに貸してやった。わしはアンジがいるはずの客間に身を隠しておったのじゃ。
Came from
彼の
him.
心を
And I think that you can understand that because you know what he did. They want that much to kill you. Or maybe not because, wait, I just thought of it. When she was running, you know, right there, she was asking for him, for the Lord, no? But at the same time, right there, when she saw the pilot, between the pilot and the Lord, she chose the pilot, you know, to go for the pilot, to try to kill him no matter what. That was a cool episode. It helped, you know, to change my mind, which was really bad before watching it. Again, the fights with the platform, with Netflix, like it's beginning to be rough, and again the change, the difference of treatment between little creators and big creators, it's insane. We can do whatever we want, like in the sense to try to be nice, to respect the fair use rules and all of that. It's not gonna work when big creators they don't have to respect the fair use rules. It's gonna be good for them. Again, I'm not blaming them, I'm blaming the platforms, their hypocrisy, and the fact that they're just there to crush, destroy, strangle, spit and vomit on little creators, but they act like it's okay for reactors to exist, and they're even using these reactors to promote their own shows. The hypocrisy and really the difference of treatment, it's insane. Oh, that's it! This episode managed to change my mind, but just by talking about it, by resuming you all of that, I'm mad again. This episode is cool. Like I said during the intro and the review of the previous episode, we have many subjects in this show that they can explore, with the political aspect, the business aspect, the religious aspect, also all of these characters, their relationships between each other, their own developments, also their own backgrounds, because I can feel that some of them might be interesting and important for the future, like for example for Mariko. All of these subjects can't be explored into each episode, so you have to select some subjects for one episode at a time. And I think that right there, that's what they did. With this episode, we had really something about all of the political aspects. That was the main thing about this episode, between the regions, how they are voting, how they are deciding stuff, how they were created also at the beginning, that council of regions, and the fact that they are trying to play together but in fact against each other, and we have manipulations, and the fact that the religious aspect is really important for them and can be used in fact into the political situation. Clearly the pilot, it's gonna be someone important and interesting to keep or to kill. They really tried to kill him a lot right there. Like, he was supposed to be executed and in fact he was saved. I mean, not officially it was bandits, and it happened that we had people right there to stop also these bandits. Wonderful. In fact, it didn't happen like that, but our Lord thinks that it happened in a way like that his guy did it, you know, for him, when in fact he did it for the other side, with the consent, the approval of the other side, Ishido. So, a lot of people want him dead, officially, but not really. A lot of people want him alive, officially, but in fact not really. Like, and during all of that time, he's learning words, you know, in Japanese. He's learning also about some of their things, you know, their values, and he knows also now that the information that he possesses about the world, about the Portuguese spaces, about how everything is functioning, can be interesting for them to know and for him to use at the right moment. Right there, all of that map situation, it was a good idea. The Macau information was a big one, so he used it well. I'm glad that Mariko translated his words right. I was afraid of the priest influence on her. I'm still afraid of it, but I think that at some point maybe she can switch. There is really something about her and her past, and the fact that she found faith 14 years ago, and apparently something really big happened 16 years ago. We have all of that thing about her dad. We have the situation with her husband, who is clearly not considering her, not respecting her. But right there, she has a Lord who is giving her respect and a real place, a real role to play, and I think that she can appreciate that. and also with that promise that at the end is gonna allow her to kill herself so she can join her dad. Like, she's really important, so that's why I'm afraid for her to switch at some point for the wrong reasons. It would be even worse. We have to keep an eye on her. She can be really dangerous for both sides, in fact. The hypocrisy also in that show, you know, between all of them, between the regions, between people. But I'm really wondering what can be the next move right there. Like, you want to protect that barbarian because you need information from him, and maybe by sharing these informations with the other regions you can switch some of them, but them, they want him dead that much, you know, because of the religious aspect and all. Like, pooh. It would be too easy, but I would want, you know, for a Portuguese guy to come and to confess the truth about what happened. Or maybe they just need that book on which it's written, but at the same time on that same book it's written the fact that Olga is a pirate, so we'll see. I really appreciate how this show is done on screen, for really the costumes, for really the environment, you know, and all of that, for how they represent it. I'm wondering if it's close to the reality, if they made a lot of researches about that. I'm wondering, and I hope that it's loyal, you know, to the story with a big H, because really the costumes are wonderful. I love each one of them. I really appreciate the mood also, thanks to all of the environments and all. For how it's done on screen, like I said at the end of the first episode, it looks great, for sure it looks great, but they are not really creating scenes to look visually sublime and stuff like that. They are not paying attention, you know, for letting a scene go for a long time, to play with the lights, with the silences, or with the musics and stuff like that. But I think that it's gonna come with time. I think that they're gonna do it, but only for a big moment, for a big battle, or for a big reveal, or something like that. During these moments, they're gonna pay attention to the picture, to the musics and stuff like that, or even to the silences. But for now, they are not playing too much with that. They are doing great, really great. It's not just good like some regular shows can be. It's really great. But for a show like that, I know that they can do better, and I can see that they are waiting for a particular moment to do better, because they don't want to do that all of the time for each of the scenes and stuff like that. Really, for me, I said it after the first episode, for how it's done, fabricated, you know, filmed and edited and directed, it's really close to a show like Vikings. And I'm not saying that only because they are both historical shows, not at all. I'm really thinking about how it's fabricated. Okay, it was a cool episode. I hope that you appreciated it. I hope that I'm not gonna have issues with it for putting it on YouTube. And if you want really to have these videos without having any issue with it and with advantages, it's through my Patreon. With the level 2 you have a longer version than the one that I post on YouTube, and with the level 3 you have the full reaction part, everything. If you can be interested, if you want to support me, you have that on my Patreon. Okay, it's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Great.